Hello, my crafty friends. How are you today? My name is Linda Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator with Crafty Heron Designs. And it has been a hot minute since I have been here with a video for you. I've just been, life. Life has been busy, family, grandchildren, and it's all been good stuff. But I'm happy to be here today. I'm going to show you how to make this cute little card. I used the Big Little Things stamp set. Isn't that cute? I just really thought it was fun, and some new designer series paper, which is really fun. This was actually in the online exclusives. I think it was released in November. But as you can see, you could really use a lot of different stamp sets with this and use kind of the basic sketch, kind of the basic pattern, and use whatever you have on hand. So I'll run through all of the details with you. Oh, there's the little envelope. If you ordered my Created Home Card class, you've already got the kit to make this set. So let's go ahead. Actually, before I get started with the kit, let me show you this. So this is our new stamp packaging. It comes in an envelope like this, so it's a little taller than our old one. And there have been a lot of questions from people about, well, what do I do? So I've been playing around with a couple different things. One of the things I did with this set was, as you can see, I went ahead and stamped in the inside of the paperwork. I just took the thinner. There's like a thin acetate and a thick acetate. I took the thin acetate off, stamped all over it, stamped the image, and then, well, what I actually did was I stamped the image that way, and then I laid this on top of it, and then I had this other image. And the purpose for that is just to help me line up all the stamps. So when I go to use a stamp, I can see at a glance, okay, I'm missing something, and I can tell which one it is. And then all I have to do is set that there. Again, this is the thicker acetate, set that on top of there. And actually it's the other way, this way. And then pick it up and put this back. And I'm kind of playing around with different ideas. I haven't decided yet if I maybe should just take this thinner acetate and put it on top of there. I don't know. The jury's still out. I'll let you know as I play with different options. One of the things that I did do, though, is you see these flaps when they come, they've got this big flap and it fits in there. But I don't know about you, but I just thought that would be very annoying to have to open that every time I open the stamp case. So I've just been putting it, I tuck it in, and then just put this right in here. And then I'm fortunate that my shelves are tall enough that it hasn't affected them. But what I have done, let me show you, is I got these plastic containers at, I think I ended up getting them at TJ Maxx. And I just put them all in here and then set it on my shelf like this. So I line them all up this way and set it on my shelf. So for me, that's worked really well. Just if you're gonna go shopping for it, take one of the cases with you so that you know that it fits. Because a lot of these containers, the width is narrower on the bottom than the top. So when it lists dimensions, it's not really always 100% accurate. So that's my suggestion, is go ahead and take one of those with you. All right, that's your little tidbit for today. Let's get to doing some stamping. So in your kit, you will have the card base. Now I've already done, if you've got the kit, I've already done some of the die cutting for you. So the card base is just your standard 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So, of course, the first thing I always like to do is go ahead and fold and set aside the card base and the envelope. And then I've got a layer on the front, and this layer is the standard layer in a card. So it is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I've got all of these little parts and pieces, and I want to show you this paper. Can you see how sparkly it is? Let me show you the rest of it. It's going to go like that. Oh, this piece, by the way, is, let me think. If that one is 4, this would be 3 3/4. It's a 1/4 inch shorter, so 3 3/4 by, well, no, this is standard. Sorry, I digress. Here's a white piece too. So we're gonna show you that. So the white is 3 by 3 3/4. This pink designer series paper is 3/4 inches by 3 3/4, and the purple is 1 inch by 3 3/4. But I wanted to show you this paper because it's really pretty. So if you look at it on this side, you know, it's very colorful, very fun. Look at all the different fun colors. The squares, you could really cut out and use that as your base, your card base. Look at that pretty orange Calypso coral. And there's a pretty in pink. But wait until I turn it over. Now, this is going to be flashing in your eyes. I'm sorry about that. But isn't that fun? Just such a fun paper. And of course, do I remember what the name of it is? No, I have to look it up. I think it's an online exclusive. Let me see. Look at that. I mean, how fun is that? You could die cut circles out of it, squares. You could do, you know, a 4 by 4 card. This is gold. This one is silver. So they've got gold or silver sparkles in them. And look at that. Isn't that a fun color combination? Can you imagine? And this, oh man, I've seen so many fun things, people doing this. It's like a rainbow of colors, and this is gold as well. And it is called, I hope I have it. No, that's Square Snippets. I'll put it in the description below the, in the YouTube description. I'm so sorry about that. I meant to look it up and I forgot. Sparkles, I think it's Splash of Sparkles or something. Anyway, I'll put it in the description. So, as you can see, this is how this is gonna line up. I've die cut these pieces. These are from the Everyday Arches dies. And it is the 1, 2, 3, 4th and 5th from the largest are the two pieces. I've already die cut those. And then this is a Stylish Shapes die. And I went ahead and die cut that ahead of time. You know, now because all of our stamps are photopolymer, it does make sense to go ahead and die cut it and then stamp it afterwards. When we had the cling stamps, it was a little trickier because you can't see through the stamps. So I would always recommend that you stamp your image and then die cut it later. But now I feel like you could really do it either way. And then you'll have a piece for the inside that will be another 5 1/4 by 4 by 5 1/4. So I made the original, as you can see, with our little panda, but I thought it would be fun to show you a way to change it up. So maybe you don't have anyone in your life that likes pandas, or, you know, these images maybe don't appeal to you. I have a very good friend that loves elephants. So I was gonna make one with an elephant, but I thought, let's go ahead and make it a baby card because I feel like it really does kind of lend itself to a fun, girly baby card. So I'm gonna use this Cutest Onesie stamp set. This one's been around for a while, but I thought it would be really easy. I was just really looking for an image that would fit right in here. And I'm gonna show you a fun way to go ahead and use that. So I wanna do the stamping and the die cutting first because I am gonna die cut this. For this one, I just went ahead and stamped it directly on that white piece. But for today, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stamp it and then die cut it. So I am gonna use the Memento ink. I've got the stamp already on my block, and I am gonna bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat, and I am going to bring in a piece of the Designer Series paper. So I'm gonna stamp this image on the paper, and I'm just trying, and then I'm gonna die cut it out. So I'm trying to decide, do I want some of that silver in it? Maybe not so much. I don't know that I'd have a baby in all that silver. So I think I'm gonna go right there. But can you see through that? Can you see? I don't know if you can. I'm just lining it up, and then I can tell kind of what the image is gonna look like. So I can play around with the paper. Maybe I want a little more purple in there. And I know I want to stamp a heart in the center, so I kind of want a little white in the middle. So I think I'm gonna do it right there. Okay. So here we go. See, I've got grandkids on the mind because I have a new granddaughter that was born right before Thanksgiving. And so you know how it is. That kind of keeps that in mind. All right. Here we go. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe it'll be too busy. Set that aside. And I'm going to bring in my mini cut and emboss because it's convenient. It all fits. Now, one of the little tricks with the mini, when you're putting this together, it can be a little, I don't know, that's temperamental is not the right word, but the sandwich is a little different. I don't know if you can see. So you've got your base. Boy, that needs to be clean, doesn't it? Got your base, and then cutting plate number 2, I'm gonna bring it down a little bit so it's not lined up all together at the top. I'm kind of bringing it, staggering it a little bit. And then when I put the third one on, put the other second plate, those 2 will be lined up at the top. So that little bit of a stagger there will help it helps the die and the plate run through the embossing machine. So now I'm just lining up the little onesie, and I think I can do it without taping. We'll see. Just lining that up. Set that on there. No, I need to tape it. It's kind of wiggling around. Okay, here we go. I have a little bit of this tape that I will put on here. So we are expecting some winter weather this weekend, which is unusual here for us in Georgia. But I hear, sounds like it's going to be all over the country. So I hope wherever you are, you will be safe inside. Perfect opportunity to craft, don't you think? Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I'm shaking, I'm moving the whole thing. All right, there we go. Take that out. And here we go. That's cute, isn't it? I like that a lot. I think that turned out really cute. So don't forget, you know, you can die cut on, you can stamp on your designer series paper and have some fun with it. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the little heart. Oh, I lost my stamp. Actually, maybe I'll do a star. I think I'm going to do a star. Even though I think a heart seems more like for a little girl, but I'm going to do a star anyway. And I'll tell you why. It's because my embellishments are stars. So line that up right over the top. Here we go. Cute. Oh, I think this would be fun. I think anyone with a new little one in their lives would really get a kick out of this. So, all right. Now the rest of it's pretty straightforward. I do have to determine what I want my sentiment to be. So this particular set has quite a bit. It's got a congratulations, which I think is what I'm going to go with. It also fits well on my die cut. But, and then the inside, you've got a big welcome to your new baby, or if you know already, sweet boy, sweet girl. This card to me is very feminine, so I think it would lend itself to a girl. Wishing you lots of joy. I'm going to leave the inside unstamped. I do that often with my cards because then when I know what the occasion is for, it's all ready to go, and it's easy for me to go ahead and add the interior sentiment. So, but I am going to put the outside sentiment because this is going to be a congratulations card no matter what. So there we go. Okay, set that aside. And now it comes together quite easily. I am going to go ahead and, oh, I do have one more thing. So this is the new Lovely Stripes 3D embossing folder. You can see that? And it is really fun. And you can use either side. I don't know how much you can see there. But I actually am going to use a blending brush and some pretty and pink ink to highlight the top layer, the raised areas of the embossed image. So I already ran this through the embossing folder, and it goes together really well. It's a 3D embossing folder. So I want, because I'm going to emboss the raised image, that I'm looking to make sure that that's the side that I've got up on my paper. And I'm going to take my blending brush and I'm going to get some ink on it and then tap it off a little bit and very lightly, let's go this way. I'm just going to go across. See that? I just want to get those raised areas. So I'm just kind of lightly going to go across like that. And it's really only going to be kind of around the edges that you'll see it. So the middle doesn't really matter that much. But if you wanted to, you could do, you know, more or less, whatever you want. I kind of like those little edges getting a little bit of pink on them. So, of course, I chose the colors, as you can imagine, because those are the colors in the Designer Series paper. That's one of the things I love about Stampin' Up! Is their papers are so beautiful that you can just choose some of the same colors to coordinate. The coordination is just so easy with Stampin' Up! So, there we go. I just think that that kind of stands out a little bit more from that purple. So this is Highland Heather and Pretty and Pink are the main colors on this this card. And I do use liquid glue especially. I mean, I am a fan of liquid glue. But especially with an embossed image because you've got all those raised and lowered areas. So I'm going to just put this piece here. And I'm just making sure it's equally up distant on all three sides, right? So it's up at the top here. And the next one, let's use my reach. I'm going to do the bottom piece. And of course, every paper has two sides, right? So the blue doesn't really work with this one. But I always like to check. No, I'm going to stick with the plan. So now I'm going to put this one down here. And again, I'm going to make it kind of equidistant. And I'm kind of looking at the image. I'll bring in my other one here so you can see. So I can kind of see how low it's going to go, or you can just take this image and kind of see, well, do I want that silver? I think I want that silver to show. So I'm going to turn it that way. So then I'll still see, I'll see the pink, I'll see the purple, but I'll also see the silver. So go ahead and put a little bit of, I gushed out a little bit too much. Don't get too aggressive with that glue, otherwise you've got it everywhere. All right, there we go. So about the same distance on all three sides. And I think you can see that the reason why I want to do it this way is because then this piece is going to go in and it will line up really well. So I am going to use some twine. So that's why I wanted to, let's see, I think I want that because the outside is really what shows. I'm going to run the twine around this layer before I attach it to my card base. So that's why I wanted to do this first. So I have this black baker's twine. And you can just go ahead and run it around and then tie it. Or sometimes that can be a little tricky. I'm going to go ahead and do that today. Or you can just run it around, use a glue dot or tear and tape in the back, and then tie a bow in the baker's twine separately. and attach it to the front. But baker's twine is pretty easy to tie, so I feel like this can work really well. I'm gonna just do that and cut off a little end there. And then when I get it all together, I may go ahead and put a glue dot under there. We'll see how it all does. But for now, just like that. So I'm gonna bring in my card base. I am gonna go ahead and attach this with some liquid glue because the other layers are gonna be popped up. I don't wanna make it too thick to go through the mail. If I knew for sure I was hand delivering it, then I would probably pop that one up as well. But I don't really know yet how I'm gonna deliver it. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna stamp this layer. Actually, no, that's right. I'm not stamping it, am I? I am gonna put this on it. So now the question is, should I do something in the background? What do you think? If I put that like that. No, you know what? I think I'm gonna leave it just white because then that image stands out a little bit more. I could do a little shading in the background, but because this has shading, I think I'm gonna just leave it as it is. Okay, so I will attach these two layers together, the adhesive of choice. And I am gonna use the foam adhesive to go on the back. So you can certainly use Stampin' Dimensionals, but our foam adhesive comes in sheets. I don't know that I have got the sheets. They basically are the same size as Dimensionals, but they're just solid sheets. They come like that. But they really are nice and thick, and they give your card a nice weight. So I like to use those. Cut it about there. And then I, of course, keep the extras. And I'm gonna show you. I am gonna add another one at the top. So I have a piece left over from using it. Never throw anything away. You could use it could be the edges on your dimensionals as well. All right, so that is gonna go there. So this card comes together really quickly. And I think it's really cute. It's really the highlight. That paper is, the designer series paper is definitely the highlight. So I wanna get that over just a little. And I'm just really trying to center it, top, bottom. There we go. Cute. All right, and then I'm gonna use regular dimensionals on the back of the little onesie. Let's see, I'm also gonna put let me see. Do I wanna put that one on dimensionals? What do you think? No, I think I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna lay that down and this one will be popped up. Okay. So if I pop up both of them, you kind of lose, I don't know, you kind of lose you don't notice as much that the onesie is popped up. So put a little bit of glue there, slip that right. Maybe I'll put it down a little bit further. So I die cut, I forgot about this. I die cut these guys. So this has a hanger. There's a little die. You can slip the hanger in. I'm not gonna use the hanger, but it's really cute. And there's actually like a little slit in here that it would go in. Let me show you. there's like a little slit in the that it could go in, which is really cute. But what I am going to use are the letters, so or the numbers. So they've got this 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I went ahead and die cut those. Let's see. 1. I don't know. I thought maybe I'd use them, but maybe it's too much. I could do 1, 2, 3, and then I have these star. I don't have enough room to put the 1, 2, 3 down below. Maybe I should have done it that way, huh? Oh, I could put them up here. What do you think? 1. Ooh, maybe I'll do that. 1, 2, and 3 there. There we go. Let's do that. And then we can fit in some stars as well. So I'm going to bring in my silicone mat because these are little bitty things. And what I'm going to do is just put a little bit, see that? Yeah. I'll put a little bit of glue there and just kind of tap that in there like that because I don't want it to gush out everywhere. And I'm using these reverse tweezers to hold it. See how I'm just kind of doing a little bit at that end and a little bit there. Can you see just a little bit? Especially because this is on that raised image from the embossing folder. So I want to make sure I get, I don't think I want it there. I think I want it here. There we go, right there. I think that's so cute. All right, so now, purple or black? I did the black with the panda. And I do have the black here. But somehow black with the baby doesn't seem right, does it? Well, that's a black star there. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go stick with the black. So I've got, let's see, that little star there. Let's get the smaller one first. Put one there. Bigger one. There. Whoops, he's flipping around on me. There we go. What do you think? Isn't that cute? And then when the time comes, I will stamp and add a piece of white paper in the inside, like with this one. So I hope you liked my cards for you today. Showed you some ways you can use different stamps and dies. Use what's in your stash to make multiples of any one card design. If you would like to purchase any of the items that I shared with you in the video today, please see me at my Stampin' Up! Store, craftyherondesigns.com. Again, my name is Linda Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. It helps others to find me, especially if you comment on my video. And if you would like to be notified when I bring more videos to YouTube, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you will be notified when I upload more videos. Bye for now.